everyone! Welcome to the Book Club Show! Today we'll be welcoming the characters from Charlotte Temple. Our first guest is Mr. Eldridge. Hello there.
Hey Bob, how's it going?
Oh, just working and all. Hey, so you had to deal with a few but difficult situations. Tell me more about them.
Well, as you know, I had to deal with my son and wife's death. It hit both me and Lucy pretty hard, but thankfully Mr. Temple came along to help us get us back on our feet.
That's great. He sounds like a nice fellow.
Yes, he's always has been.
Indeed. So, how did you take your granddaughter leaving you all out of nowhere?
It was hard, you know. We're all hurt, but we let it go in time.
Oh, I'm sorry that you went through so much. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Anytime. Now for our next guest, the lovely Lucy Temple. How are you, hon?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good to know. So I understand that you and Mr. Temple have gone through a lot because of little Charlotte. How are you dealing with everything that has happened?
I cried for such a long time, but soon came to realize it was enough. And when we least expected it, we received a letter from Charlotte. We were so relieved to hear from her, but as we read on, we found out she had a child.
Ah, yes. How is little Lucy?
She's doing well, getting so big.
That's great. How was your reaction when your husband didn't come home with Charlotte?
I was shocked and so devastated. And when I saw the baby, I soon knew that she was put in our lives in place for Charlotte. She reminds us of her so much.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry for what has happened and for what you all have gone through. I hope you all do well.
Thank you so much, Bob.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us today, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
Oh. Let's give Mr. Temple a round of applause. Hello, sir. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm good. Just interested in everything that you guys have faced.
Oh, yes. It's been a lot.
Ah, how so?
Well, Charlotte leaves us and she sends us a letter that tells us about her leaving with this man that ends up leaving her and that she is pregnant and alone, and we're just so shocked what we read. I soon head out to get her.
Oh, yes, so much to deal with. How was it when you saw her again?
I never expected to see my poor girl in such condition. I was shocked when I saw her, but I embraced her. After passing out, we woke up and she was already fading away as she took her last breaths. She handed me baby Lucy, and I listened to my girl, and I did what she asked, and I have been taking good care of her.
I know it must hurt, sir, but how was it when Montreal, the man that snatched your daughter from you and your wife, shows up to the funeral and interrupts it, and then confesses to you who he was?
I couldn't do much. I only punished him by making him feel guilt because it was his fault for my girl was gone into heaven.
Oh, this is so much for me to hear. Again, I'm sorry for what you and your family are going through.
We're strong, and we'll get through anything.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much for coming out to talk to me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. LaRue. What's up?
Hey, boob.
It's Bob, but whatever. Anyway, how was it to be the one most people ended up hating?
Well, I really didn't care at first because after ditching Charlotte when arriving to America, I met Colonel Creighton and we got married, and the poor fool took care of my every need.
But don't things turn on you later in the end?
Yes, they do. Very bad.
How so?
As you know, the cruel woman I was, I didn't help Charlotte when she didn't have anyone to be there for her, and acted as if I never knew her. But I believe my servant John took her in. Even after seeing her as ill as she was, I understood that she died.
Yes, poor gal. Why did you show up in the end at her parents' doorstep?
I ended up in debt because of Colonel Creighton, and I ended poor, and no one to turn to, and I looked for them some compassion, and I told them how persuaded Charlotte to betray them, and how it was my fault. But they were sweet people and took me in that night, and the next day I was sent to the hospital and died.
So why the heck are you here?
You wanted me here!
Don't argue with me, woman!
Look,
Security!
you mother...
Ah!
Come over here, woman.
What a psycho. Anyway, let's welcome the deceiving Belcor.
I didn't want to be here today, but it's whatever.
Just do the interview before I get Montreal to kill you again.
Ugh.
So, tell me, why were you so evil?
He was an idiot to be with such a beautiful girl and not marry her. I could have had her myself if I wanted to, but I decided to just take it out on both of them. So I lied about how Charlotte was probably sleeping around with another man, and that idiot believed me, especially when he walked into my trap for Charlotte. He saw us lying next to each other and didn't care very much for Charlotte after that.
You're so evil!
Yeah, I know. But anyway, after that, she got really sick, and I stuck around for a while, but she soon started to disgust me. And I ditched her for another farm chick, and never gave her the letter or money Montreville wanted me to give her.
What was the letter about?
I don't know. I guess he was saying his final goodbyes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep, I gotta go now. Peace.
What? Whatever. Ugh, so much craziness. Poor girl. Please, now welcome Montreville. Hey man, how are you?
I feel like crap, but I'm getting better.
Why do you feel so down?
Well, Charlotte is dead now because of me. I couldn't deal with it at first, but my sweet Julia Franklin consulted me. I remember just looking into her father's eyes at the funeral and telling him about how I was the man that took his daughter from his safe hands. He basically made me go crazier, and I went looking for Belcor and stabbed him with my sword.
Oh, wow. How could you take such an innocent girl from her safe environment?
I wanted her to be mine, and only mine,
Oh,
but I'm paying for it with my deep
sorrow.
remorse
Oh,
I
wow.
feel when I remember her.
I don't know what else to say. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Man, this is getting juicy. Now, let us welcome the lovely Emily Beauchamp.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Emily, how are you?
I'm good, just still a little sad that the poor girl is gone.
Yes, aren't we all? But I understand that you were basically her only friend that was there for her when no one else was when she lived out in the country alone.
Yes, I was. I met her through my dad, Colonel Creighton, and I later noticed her when my husband and I happened to move next to her.
How wonderful.
Yes, she was a lovely young lady, and all she needed was some love from someone. That's when I stepped in, and we became friends. But it was cut short because since my husband was in the military, we had to move away.
Oh no.
I know, but when I returned, my children's doctor came to leave me their medicine. He informed me of how he cared for her, but at this point, I didn't know he was talking about her till I arrived and she recognized my voice. She was so sick, and I ordered for a nurse to come out for both her and her baby girl.
Oh, you're such a wonderful person.
Thank you, but unfortunately she passed away soon after her father came.
No.
And as she took her last breaths, she asked her father to watch over her baby, and he has till this day.
She was so young and innocent. Say, all you girls, you must listen and always obey your parents, or these things like this are gonna occur to you. Get the camera. I don't want to be here no more.